Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Abel, and you probably know me better in game as Exabytes. I thought of starting a new series on Star Trek Fleet Command. Well, I'm at currently a very comfortable position right now in game, and I've went through a lot, but I didn't go through it alone. So I thought of, why not in return, I'll create, contents to help those of you who are, getting to that level. Hopefully that these videos will help you, smoothen out your journey or your adventure, going through STFC. Now, a quick shout out to Three Blind Mice. He's an amazing guy. He's in my alliance and he has been my mentor. Yeah, I mean, unlike some people who are playing STFC, they had prior experience to the game. Like they had an older account or they have another account on another server. They went through it before, they know what to do, that kind of thing. But I knew nothing. In fact, I started this game like towards the end of December last year. Yeah, it was like sometime Christmas, that kind of thing. And then, yeah, Star Trek Fleet Command. Why not? Try it and yep, I'm hooked to it. And I can't remember exactly how we met. Three blind mice and I, like, how did the conversation go in the first place? And yeah, but he has been like my mentor, guiding me, giving me advice. He's like a wall I can bounce my ideas, my thoughts with, what I plan to do with my account, and he will advise me whether it's sound or not, whether I should go with it or not, or what are the better things to do so that I will not be caught, in a very sticky situation whereby I've, wasted useful resources. I mean, being at my level right now, certain resources are harder to get, and you will try not to spend them on unnecessary things. Okay, now before we jump into the actual content of this video, I would like to set the things right, set the whole foundation, the whole setup right. I do not play STFC on my mobile phone, so I play it mostly on my computer. And for those of you who do not know about this, you can actually play STFC on your computer using an emulator. Now, there are many emulators out there. I was originally using Nox Player. Then someone introduced me to BlueStacks. And I found that BlueStacks, it performs better. The gameplay is smoother as well. It's not as laggy. And the quality of the images is much clearer, better as well compared to Nox Player. I mean, I could have gotten my settings wrong, but then this is what I'm experiencing, so that's why I'm using BlueStacks instead. Now, you might ask me, why, Abel, are you gaming using an emulator on your computer? Well, the reason is simple. Yes, you can multitask on your mobile devices, that kind of thing, but there are also things whereby you can do much more if you were to game or play using, your computer. Okay, so you have the benefit of using or the advantage of using a keyboard, and then with the emulators that they're out there nowadays, you can actually or you can actually play a game using key mapping. You can key map your whole routine, that kind of thing. Key mapping is the process whereby you can set certain areas on your screen. Okay, I mean, this is the whole screen that I'll be looking at, and then or you'll be looking at if you are using an emulator, and you can actually strategically assign your keys at certain areas of the screen so that by the stroke of a key, it will help you to do the thing that you need, that kind of thing. And one thing that I like about STFC is that the design of the GUI, whereby it's always standardized. So when you have a GUI that's very standardized, you can just key map one key and it can get multiple things done, like same placement of buttons, that kind of thing. So you can actually do that. So that's one thing I like, and I guess that's probably the reason why I'm using an emulator to play much more than my phone. I mean, the screen is bigger. Is There's also another factor. I mean, as you catch up with age, the things that you see, you know. So yeah, so I've set keys on my screen. Okay, so yeah, I put it the opacity of it. I put it rather, you know, light. But if you take a closer look, you can actually see there are buttons here, there are key set here, there are key set 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a shift key here, there's a R here. Okay, so what I do with R is that I give an example. So these are my minors, okay, and let's say this one. Okay, this is completed, and if I were to choose to send this minor, okay, which is my botany bay, so I just press on 4, okay, and then I press on R, okay, and yeah, the ship will go back to base by itself. Okay, so yeah, I mean, these are the things that you can use even for yourself to help you to have this quality of life kind of experience when you game too. Okay, so okay, let's quickly set a new note for this. Now, in today's video, I'm going to talk about a very important feature of the game, which is mining. And yes, it is very important, and you have mining everywhere, and there are just so many things to learn about mining, and there are so many things that you can do. Now, but today I'm going to talk specifically about data mining, okay? And I know that most of you're about to enter your 20s, right? Okay, so when you enter 20s, you would be unlocking another segment of the game, the Augment Faction as well, and you'll be introduced to data mining. Okay, now there are two kinds of data. Okay, there's the first one, the corrupted data. Okay, that's the first data they get to mine. Okay, and if you were to look at your map, if you click on galaxy, okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, it's in the augment space, and then you start mining from Rainsford. Okay, now as you progress on in game, you get to unlock the different systems, and then as you go deeper, just like the other mining mechanisms, like gas or crystal. Now, the deeper the system you go to, the deeper the nodes are, or the bigger the nodes are. That means it carries more, okay, per node, so that you don't need to make so many runs, and you can just park your miner there. Okay, so we'll start with this Rainsford view system. Okay, now these are the corrupt corrupted data. Okay, you see that corrupted data, and if you have to look at it, okay, 10. Yep, that's it, 10. Okay, and once this node depletes, you have to go to the next one. Okay, so literally, technically, you need to spend a lot of time in front of your computer to mine corrupted data. Okay, but the good news is that this is just the beginning. As you go on, okay, as you complete more augment based kind of like missions, okay, you get to go to places like Terra Lara, okay, and then you might even find yourself like accessing to Paradine. Okay, now Paradine would be decoded data. So I guess, if I'm not mistaken, because it has been like quite a while already, so you still get, you see this, I can't tell what this color is because I have color deficiency. So yeah, there's this color, and there's uh, this color. You see the brighter one, the one that's not so bright. Okay, now if I were to show this to you, Rainsford, we had 10. So let's say Gillen. Yeah. Okay, so view system, each node should be bigger. Okay, you see, 1250. Okay, but then the game has it designed in such a way as this as well. The bigger the node doesn't mean that the rates are the same. Okay, the rates could be slower with bigger nodes, but then you will have to travel lesser. Okay. Yeah, this is something that you have to, contemplate and, to decide for yourself, whether you want a faster mining rate or a slow mining rate, and you don't need to make so many trips, you don't need to spend so much time in front of a computer, that kind of thing. Okay. That you have to decide for yourself. Now, to make this easier, and if you're using BlueStacks like me, in if you're using key mapping, which I strongly encourage you to, you can key map it. Okay, so if you notice here, I have A here, I have F here, and I have G here. Okay, and I have S somewhere down here along with control. Okay, I'm going to show you what these buttons will do. So if I were to press minor selected, if I press A, it's lit up. So if I were to click on mine, it'll go, Botany Bay will go to this spot instead. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's how it should work, right? Okay, now after the node finishes, then I'll press on F, and then I can press on G, which goes to this system. And then the whole screen doesn't move, as you go through this. The A, the F, the G, the S, it'll still be at the same place. So what you can do is, if you're using key mapping, this will be to your advantage, whereby once the node depletes, you can just press F, G, A, S. You wait a little while, F, G, A, S. Now, if you were to look at your keyboard, A, S, F, G, they are like adjacent to one another horizontally. And that will actually save you a lot of trouble mining data. Okay, now that's one part of it. Now another part of it is now once you're in 20s, you'll be unlocking a new faction, the Augment Faction. Okay, the Augment. Okay, now one thing that governs let me rephrase this. When you're working with Federation, Klingon, Romulan, the one thing that is to increase your reputation as fast as possible. Okay, because it unlocks new things from the stores and whatnot. Okay, so as you go on, I forgot for the Augment how it progressed like, but if I'm not mistaken, I stayed at Pawn, PAWN, for quite some time. Now, I have been watching other YouTube videos as well. I've been doing some searches online, and they say, okay, there are some people out there who say this, that with Augment, when your reputation increases, the difficulty gets harder. Difficulty to mine gets harder. You have like hostiles attacking you when you enter, the Augment space. So now that I'm at associate, okay, so once my Botany Bay enters the Augment space of hostiles coming after me, okay, so that means I'll need the two ships trick in order to have my Botany Bay to mine at peace. Okay, now if you do not want that to happen to your mining experience that soon, I mean, inevitably you would go through it, but you can have a strategy whereby you don't need to go through it at such an early stage, whereby you need to plan, strategize two ships entering the same system, having your battleship to kill off the hostile so that your miner can mine in peace. Well, what you can do is you can start mining. If I'm mistaken, what happened to me was this. I was at 24, or was I at 28? I can't remember correctly, okay, because it's been like a few weeks ago. So I had access to Paradine. Okay, now you might be asking this question, which I asked some time ago, because what happened is the data that you mine, it actually gets reflected here. So what happened was, I wasn't at that reputation yet. So and I was like mining, decoded data, but it wasn't reflected on the bar here. Okay, it only reflected the corrupted data that I mined. So don't worry, they are all safe and sound in your inventory. And once you have reached a certain reputation level, it will show by itself. Okay, now data is very important. Okay, and because you need data across two factions, which are the Augment Faction and the Rogue Faction, and you'll be needing them in very, very large, big quantities to purchase certain stuff. For example, uh, you have Augment credits, okay, which you are using. You have one that uses corrupted data, and you have the other that uses decoded, okay, and then you would be using it also to purchase plutoniums, reputations, okay. I have one here that uses, you see, the corrupted data 6004. You still be using it, but you can also purchase reputation using decoded data as well, which I have at 2.3 million. Okay, one question that I asked around, what because I was mining at in peace, I didn't have hostiles to chase after me, so I've thought that it would be good to spend as much time as possible to mine in this kind of state or this environment without having being bugged, being bothered by hostiles at all. So I asked, how much would it be enough before I go on further? But the truth is this, is that it is never enough, because you'll be needing decoded data to purchase things from the Augment store, and you also will be needing decoded data to purchase the Armada directives. You see this? Okay, you'll be using that as well to purchase directives for the Rogue Armadas. Okay, and you need 37,000 every time you redeem it. So yeah, 37,000 of decoded data alone for that, not counting all these. Okay, so these would need a certain amount of, so I could easily conclude that daily I'll be using like around 80k or so of decoded data to buy the things that I need. And when you are going after Khan, okay, that's where you would spend even much more of your decoded data onto his shards as well. So yeah. Now, what do you think then? Should you mine on the let me show you this example. So you have Yada here, you have Ilmarta here. Okay, now both of them are I'm gonna show you this example, and then you can probably use this reasoning as well to in your data mining strategy. Yada has smaller nodes, but it is much faster. Ilmata has much bigger nodes, but it mines slower. Now I show you the difference between these two. Okay, now this is Ilmata. Per node is 60,000, and the rate that I'm going with my Botany Bay is 92.5 thousand. Okay, per hour. Okay, it's already very, very fast. Now I'm going to show you how much Yada is offering. View system. On Yada, you'll be getting this instead. 3,700 only, but just look at the rate. 7 times more? Right, I mean you have like 94.5 thousand compared to 740,000. Okay, so what you could do is, if you're in front of your computer, you could be mining at Yarda. Smaller nodes is okay, but it's fast. Okay, but if you're like semi AFK, then you could just send your Botany to Ilmata instead. So yeah, that was why I sent my botany here too, because I was like doing my dailies and whatnot. So yeah, I guess that's about data mining and all. You definitely need to have a botany bay for your data mining because of the bonus that it has to offer. Well, this is being used. Let me show you this. So ships botany. There you go. Okay. Um, Level 20, you get access to data mining, right? So if I'm mistaken, then level 19 you should be able to see the botany bay being offered in the stores. Okay, now I will tell you not to buy with money because you can get the whole ship for free by just completing the augment based quest. Okay, so you can get the whole ship for free. You do not have to spend any real money on it. Okay, and you need the botany bay for your data mining because of this. Okay, it has this mining bonus for corrupted and decoded data, and I have mine upgraded. Okay, if you look at the storage, it's not too shabby as well. Oh, it does look so promising. 13k cargo capacity. Okay, but of course this is at tier 1. But if you were to look at mine, my botany is not max yet. It's at 7 if not mistaken. What level are you at? I think it's 7. If you look at the cargo space, 295,000. But of course, there are also researchers that that would have boosted this figure as well. Okay, being a botany of this tier, mistaken is a tier 7 right now, and so the mining speed, and you need this guy, for your mining needs, and you also have the Elia, the new officer that was introduced in the TOS arc. Okay, she also could help with. Oh no, she helps with isogen only. Sorry, my bad. So data mining is only this guy. For now, I didn't check out the officer, so you need him on the Botany Bay to do your mining needs. So yeah, I hope I've covered most of what you would need to know. Oh yeah, another thing. So I try to cover as much so that you not need to watch too many videos. Okay. Now, if you notice that certain paths are locked, you see this? Okay. So instead of going straight through, you have to make a detour and yada yada yada. Okay. Uh, these are unlocked through quest submissions as well, and or yeah, quest submissions, yeah. So, and there was one here. Yeah, I unlocked one, which was at Tesson. Okay, and it unlocked this road from here to here. Yeah, this path. So what some would do would even be like there's a home base system here. You actually shift your base here if you want. Shift your base here, and then yeah, you can make your data mining trips much faster. I mean, yeah, you can do that. Why not? I mean, it's like so much nearer, so you can unload, go unload. Yeah, I mean, if you were to spend like a day on data mining, so yeah, get your data mining done because it is very important. Two factions using the decoded data, it cannot go wrong. Okay, so uh, I move on, like I increase my augment rep once I had 2 million stored, and then I just top it up today, so it's back to 2.3 million. So it's never enough, and yeah, it gets drained very fast as well. So yeah, I suppose that you can actually stash up like 1.5 mil, and then you can start increasing your augment reputation. So yeah, I guess that's it. This is Abel, and if you found this video useful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, click the like button, and share it with those around you who you think would benefit from this as well. And I will be making more videos, hopefully for the mid 10s and the early 20s, so that yeah, I hope that you would find STFC a much more pleasant experience to game with. So yeah, see ya.